Yes, good day everyone. This is that's actually the most handsome, yakable African nations actually for me, a physical husband. I will still be doing my shakara no matter how crazy this world is. And as usual, I have my most beautiful hot baby girl beside me.
Good day, everyone. You're welcome to the live stream today. It's past midnight here. As in, we are so sorry coming so late today. As in, today it has just been wonderful all over the world, in Nigeria and everywhere.
Hmm.
Yeah.
The first thing is that the whole world is turning crazy, and when you see the whole world turning crazy, you begin to ask yourself, what is the combination of two factors that we are looking at this evening? We are looking at a crazy world and what a lunatic. Oh, Golden Arts, thank you so very much. It's so nice having you on ground. Just like what we're talking about today, the whole world is crazy. We live in a world that is turning out to be crazy per time, per second, per day. And as if that is not enough, we now have the twin brother of a crazy world, which happens to be a lunatic government. Mention any part of this world, any country in this world that we do not have a combination of both. The world is turning crazy. Is that the world is turning crazy with a mention of ozone layer depletion, environmental degradation, all those big grammar. They have not solved anything. And as if that is not enough, you now have the economic decision making of numerous countries of the world placed in the hand of lunatics. Because it does
As
not
in,
it does not really make sense. What majority of the so-called government in numerous countries are prophesying, what they are mentioning is different from what they are actually meaning to do or practice. You Let's just mention any country for now, and let me tell you what is going on there. You will just see that it's just like the twin evil of inflation and unemployment, that you can only have a little trade-off, maybe from one country to the other. They might not be having the same percentage, but the whole world is turning crazy. How crazy is your world? You look at a world in which people are seeing the right thing and they are telling you, no, it is not the right thing that is right, it is the bad thing that is actually right. You only need to think about it this way. How do you explain a situation that in Africa, majority of the people in Africa were predominantly farmers and they were into polygamous lifestyle? They marry up to 4, 5, 6, 12, 30 wives. Wives, you can imagine what I just mentioned, wives. And while they are talking of marrying different wives so that they can increase productiveness of a large family, but one way or the other, the world decided to come to pay a visit to Africa to tell Africa, no, it is actually wrong for you, a single man, to be married to more than one wife. You are better off getting married to one wife. But Africa, you need to now do what we call our own system of what? Marriage. I don't want to mention that here now.
Mhm.
Our own system of marriage that might not occur well to your own belief. How sensible could that be? So you live in a world that you are telling somebody that A is not good, but you are now saying B is the right of some persons. Are you trying to tell me that the Africans that were getting married to 4, 5, 6, 7, 30 wives, they do not have the right to do what they would need to do or what they want to do? So you can actually see that this world is a lopsided world, is a world in which a lot of things are wrong, and until we start sitting down to think about it, you might be finding out that we are in a period that is called blah blah blah.
Blue blah blah.
Now, let's drift away from this. In my own country, presently, there is nothing like this that has ever happened before. I never believed that a time will come in my own country that I will have to buy forex and also buy what? And also buy, what do I call this now? Lorex. You know, forex means what? Foreign exchange. For me to buy the dollar, I need to pay to buy the dollar. But I never knew that there will come a time in my country, precisely Nigeria, that I'll be using more money, more of my currency to buy a single denomination of my currency. Presently, there is no money in circulation. The economy is shutting down. Businesses are closed. And for us to expend, let me tell you, some of us have been fasting for days now. They don't literally have food. And it reminded me of what some persons were saying some few months or years down the line, that there is a plan that the whole world is going to shut down, in the sense that there will be shortage of food, there will be famine, there will be no groceries and the likes. And I was like, these people are just wasting their time. That can never be possible. But I was so shocked to discover that they have actually used my country as a what? As a test at it.
You have your versus.
They have used my own country as a test at it. And in using my own country as a test at it, presently there is no cash in circulation. People are going hungry, people are getting angry, and now they are beginning to attack each other as if that will bring in the solution. What are we talking about again? Crazy world and a what? A lunatic system of government, in which one of the person that is pioneering some active part of that government came out and said what? That they never envisage that their policies will bring this kind of negative implication or reaction. I'm just using my own word to explain what he was saying. How true could that be? It really means that the government of so many countries in this world are just what? They are plugging to play on verified analysis of what is obtainable somewhere around the globe in our own domain. And that is what I call colossus. So if we now live in a world in which the world is dilapidating, the world is becoming more crazy, the world is sinking, and the people that are supposed to be bringing policies to bring the world out of projected recessions do not even know how to formulate simple basic policies to forecast the possibility of recession, depression, and dorikwepe. Now that means that what? We are placing the world into the hands of what? Lunatics to manage. Let me hear from you. Who is managing your country? Who is managing the world around you? Are they a group of lunatic or learner or oloriburuku?
Um, but the in thing is that when you have people that don't even know that what they're doing is bad,
That's
when
madness.
when you have people that you have the thing about the world government is that most people that are just in this leadership position or rulership position, they don't have feelings
No.
for that position. For you to do something, you must be moved by that. Like now, if you want to affect, like now, Elon Musk has feelings for humans. He has this passion of making the world a better place for all humans, and that's why he go on inventing different things that will make the world better. He has feelings for humans. So, but
I even heard his phone is coming out very soon, and
yes,
I hope to get one.
so, but most people don't really have feelings. People are just rulers. So, like,
Hey, Caroline Wangi. Hello,
Caroline,
beautiful couple.
Caroline, good
Thank you,
evening. You're
Caroline. You're
welcome. Yes.
welcome.
So you see that most people ruling the world, they are just like statue, as in they don't have any feeling. They are just there. Is however they are placed, they will just be there. They don't do any. Do you understand? So whether the people are crying, if you see emotions of people, especially in Africa now, and right here in our country, you see people coming out, people going naked, women crying, children crying, and yet these people are not moved. They will just tell you, I've said it, this is what I've said, this is how 3 months is enough for you to change currency, as in
You want to change the country's currency, and
most about half of the populace are in remote places, as in remote villages. They don't even have access to phone. Is it not phone you're going to be using to operate an account, or you be doing money or whatever you want to do? So most persons don't even have access to that. So how they don't even, they can't even read and write. And so that's just the thing. I think people don't have feelings.
and
People
even
are,
people that can read and write, they
they,
could not access their fund.
yes, that
The
is it.
banks are, maybe, please, if it's happening in your country or we are making this up, tell us. In our own country, the banks that is supposed to provide you access to your phone, they do not have your phone. That's what they are telling us now. They do not have the currency, the worthless paper that is backed
Yes,
by
right.
mouth of word of mouth or mouth of word.
All of the above.
The useless, the useless what's it called, paper syncrosis that they are carrying about that is not backed up by anything. This is what we are saved with them. We are now coming back that, you know what, give me what I've saved with you so that I can buy food stuff. For example, why is more dangerous in this part of the world now is because election is around the corner and people need to stock up food because a lot of things are happening, there are recorded violence that are going on, attacking each other because of political
Okay.
what have you. And you are at that period where businesses are not transacting, people are shutting down their businesses. Yet for you to get access to your food, to your money that you kept with them, so that you can buy food stuff to take care of your family, the bank is telling you, sorry, we cannot transact because there is no fiat money. There is no money in circulation from CBN to them, central bank. I wonder why they even call it central bank. Because to me, it's becoming more like a fetish bank. Because how will I keep my money with a bank? Majority of the time there is no interest on it, and the time that is crucial that you need to pick up this money for your personal use is not there. So that's part of the craziness we are talking about this world, and the people that are supposed to be formulating policies to make the world a better place, they have gone psychosotosis, psychotwale. Now psychotwale is a principle in which orí ènìyàn yẹn ó ti dàrú. happens to be a country with a lot of articulated stories to its background. It happens to be a country that was known for original historical Christian overview of, churches that are noted for centuries to have been in existence, but all of a sudden the country metamorphosized into an Islamic country. And now, as if the story has ended, what we are now seeing is that over 20,000 people died in a single, what do they call it? Earthquake. How painful could that be? What is actually happening? If we humans are destroying the world ourselves and mother nature is now supporting us to destroy the world further, that means the world is actually turning crazy. And this there was a post, somebody was saying, oh, Caroline Waggy says, I feel bad, truly sad, no money to visit even you couples. Whoa. Caroline,
Wangi, where are you?
okay,
Where are you?
Caroline Wagi,
Where are you
we would
based?
love your visit, but please, I'm begging you,
Visit
don't visit my country now.
now.
Make sure if at all you want to
It's
visit this
after the
country is
election.
after the election, because
People are crying now. There's a
hmm,
woman, she went
hmm,
online, she was raining curses on the government. That's why we came about doing this video. It's not just that you feel the plight, you can resonate with the feelings of people around you. She just took to her TikTok, she was just raining curses. She said, how dare you that all you people that are ruling and you are there, that just the common 5,000 naira of our currency that
no.
she has.
Let's make it easier. If the lady was complaining that, let's imagine that she wanted to collect 5,000
Thousand dollars,
dollars,
yeah, for you to understand.
she will now
Now
use
pay two
she will
thousand
pay two
dollars,
thousand dollars to be able to buy her own local
and
currency.
that $5,000 we are saying, it's not like that
It's
equivalent.
not
Let's say you want to collect
five.
$50,
Yes,
you now use $20 to collect $50, or you want to collect $500, you use $200 to collect $500. She was now like, how dare, and it's my dollar, it's my currency, it's my naira, I'm now buying it
and it's my
as
savings.
this.
Okay,
So
let's not even talk about another person. Let me tell you a story. Yesterday I was supposed to be at a particular place. Yesterday was Sunday. Okay, Saturday I was supposed to be at a particular place for a meeting. There was no money in circulation. Look at me very well. There was no currency available with me to transact. And I needed to board bus. I needed to board a bus, or was transport myself down there. Very long distance. Would you believe that because of the lunatic system of government that we have in place, I had to trek miles. And
and then use
as I was trekking miles, I was looking for where I could get a single, how much will I call it now? A single exchange of less than $5, where I could get my own currency that is less than $5, so that I can transport myself to where I'm going to. You wouldn't believe it. I trekked miles, and when I finally got one for a $5, I was meant to pay $3 to get $5. Does that make sense? I just want you to sit down and look at it. To get about $5, I was meant to pay about $3 to get $5. That is the highest level of insanity that I've ever seen in the world. And I never imagined that there will be a time in this world that such would happen. Present see on day-to-day basis is
Yes. That's part of the craziness of the world. On this side of the world, you pay for a service and you don't get the service delivered to you, and you can't hold the people, the company accountable, because there is no government that will stand for you. So most people that are there in the rural areas that are into farming, they are killing them
They can't
anyhow.
go into their
They can't go
farm.
there. And was even some cases that the government officials will say, why did you go to this place?
Yes.
Do you understand?
You
As
know,
in,
a group of a group
like,
of rice farmers. Let me just give you that story. A group of rice farmers were butchered to death, were killed right in their own
wow.
farmland. And what one of the lunatic system of government will
Meant to
say is
say is
that,
that,
why
why did you
did you
go
go
into
without taking some certain level of permission?
your farm? And if you don't go into the farm, how will you have food to eat? Money is just as in a paper form of exchange. The real economic value of the country is the goods and services,
That is produced.
yes, that are produced in that country. And we have these people that really want to produce different things here in Nigeria. Just like now, production is at halt. As in, is it we that were producing some things? There is no light, there is no gas, there is no fuel, there is nothing. And people are not producing, and you want them to I don't even know how you want them to live. And the in thing is that these people are not touched. They now still go about doing rallies and doing all that, and people will just say, are you for real? As in,
Jesus says lunatic government. Yes,
indeed.
lunatic government. Let me tell you something. The definition of a lunatic government is a government that is calling itself for the people, and actually they are against the people, killing the people, smiling with the people, encouraging the people to continue to vote them in day and night, while they continue to what? Hurt the people the more. And they tell you, as we are hurting you, keep smiling. That is the definition of a what? Of a lunatic system of government. They are hurting the world, they are hurting the people, and they are telling you, keep quiet and smile. Let everybody see you smile. That is lunaticism. So it is really ridiculous that the people is something technically wrong with this world, to the
No,
extent that
totally, that there are no
there
good
are no
people.
sane people ruling the world, ruling the countries. I'm seeing a whole lot. Even where you think that some good people are ruling, you will discover that even amidst the ruling class, there is a clash of the titans. There are some segments that want to make sure that the one that is still trying to help
Just like what is happening in Rwanda.
to help the people, they tag such persons as what? As terrorists, as evil, as dictatorial, as look for any
Just
word
like,
that you
as in,
can look for.
that's the case in Rwanda. Like, as Kagame is trying to make Rwanda a great place once again, the cleanest country in Africa, trying to make them have good health system and every other thing, light. There are still some people that are still tagging it a dictator, and they are infiltrated. They are coming into their camp. They don't want peace there, and that's what is happening in different countries. Like,
Okay.
people just profit from people's what's it called? They profit from,
Misery.
yes.
Okay,
So
look at what Jesus is saying. There is so much darkness,
that is justice.
pure,
That is
pure,
that darkness is
pure
the,
level of darkness. And that is why one particular interesting book says that, based on the fact that they do not wish to have God as their Lord, He has given them over to a reprobate mind
to do those
to do those
things
things which
that
are
are not
not convenient.
convenient.
I think that is actually true. Now, Caroline Wangi says we have to read the manual. They are not lunatic. It has to happen. Anyway, I don't know what to say, but let me just say it. It has to happen. Hmm. Because it has been written. That sounds like because it has been written. But based on the fact that it has to happen, it doesn't mean that people do not have the choice to stop it from happening. Yeah, people have the choice to stop wrongdoings from happening, but because they themselves They have this thing that is called a genotypic wrongdoing in their blood. They are, in short, they were created. I'm sure it's not God that created some persons. Maybe it's like a python that just created some persons. So they because if God says that He created us in His own image, this image I'm seeing, it doesn't look like the image of God. It's like the image of something like a chemical weapon, maybe a chemical weapon decided to give birth to a human being, and all they do is to inflict pain. Let me tell you, it's getting worse over here. People are carrying their babies, they have no food for their babies. People are just ready to do anything just to get one meal per day. And you call that just normal way of life? No. Uh, you, Caroline Wangi says, you got it right. Wow, thank you so very much.
Good. Okay.
You got it right. Thank you so very much. So that is what we are talking about. People, and I'm afraid that if this tendency continues for not even more than 2 weeks, if this continues for about 2 weeks again, I don't want a scenario of what happens in the Bible, where the Bible says that people started eating their children. Because I'm telling you, a lot of people are pushed to the wall now. And presently, in my own country, if you see any, they are even advising people now, don't even start try to pick a fight with anybody. It's very dangerous now, because people are hungry. And if you mistakenly pick a fight with anyone now, you might have yourself to blame, because you might end up losing your life, because you don't know what the other guy is going through. Is affecting his psyche, is affecting his belief system. Everything about him has been altered. Is now more like a robotic kind of anger, and is ready to pounce on any available object that will pose as a threat. So the world is just having a scenario or a situation whereby the mental illness is increasing, because now we have increasing rates of parents beating their children to death. We have increasing rates of what's it called, natural disasters. We have, even natural disasters is not even common in this part of the world, but
Human
what we have
disease.
here is lunatical governmental disaster, calastos. So it is becoming too much, because a lot is happening here. The government that is supposed to be of the people, they are actually not of the people. Another thing is that when you say a lunatic government, they work by word and opposite. Whenever they are saying good morning, just know that they are actually saying good night. Whenever they are saying come, they mean go. And whenever they say, you know what, democracy, just know that what, demolition or deposition of craze,
Demonstration.
demonstration of craze is what they are telling you. Because the government of the people, for the people, by the people, is not what is actually happening in most of these countries that parade themselves as democratically elected system of government. Let me tell you, is a typical lie. I'm not using your country as an example, I'm using this my country as an example.
Just leave that country.
Okay, let's leave the country, let's generalize it. Fine. See, let me tell you, using my own country as an example, democracy is not what we need in this country and in a lot of African countries. What we need is not democracy, because it's like that name is even sounding like demonic, you know, demon, like demonic craziness, infiltration of demons into the mind of the people, whereby some few are having access to the resources and they shut others down to keep them low, to keep them trusting on them. And that is why in my country, election is just less than 2 weeks now. Election is, you got this. Wow, thank you so very much. Election is just less than 2 weeks now. Next week is the election.
Mhm.
Election is just less than 2 weeks now. And I tell you what, they have so much impoverished the people to the extent that just a tiny pack of rice of this size, then a tiny pack of cassava flakes of this size is what they are using to get to vote. They will mix it with sugar and all those. And those are meals that cannot last you more than 24 hours. They are using it to buy a vote of another 4 to 8 years
Yes.
in office. That is craziness. Then let's look at it, let's balance it. If we also say that the government is a lunatic, inflicted government system of government, what about the people? I tell you, the people are what we call mad, madder, maddest. The people are maddest, not modest. What I'm just trying to say is that their madness has gone beyond the conceptualization of spelling in any word, in any language. Why? You see people selling their voting rights just for less than $5. It's not even up to $5. Less
$1.
than
About
one,
$1.
less than $2. You see people, because the annoying thing is that you now sit down and ask yourself, are these people okay? Do they just know what they have sold for peanuts? They've sold their voting, they've sold their right to have a good, comfortable life. Because if you look at all other countries that majority of Africans are running into, let me tell you, there is nothing there. The only difference is that they have good roads, they have good electricity, they they have water, they have some
Basic
basic
infrastructures.
infrastructures, but still a lot of these countries are still operating as lunaticious masculontua, because the same way that these guys here are manipulating everybody to vote them in, either by crook or by spook, that's the same way they are manipulating the other side there. But the only difference is that here you now have additional information of trouble of you be the one to provide your road yourself,
Your
you be the one
lights,
to provide your light yourself,
your
you be the
water,
one to provide your
your
water
employment.
yourself, you be the one to generate employment for yourself,
Mhm.
or you go into stealing, cyber crime. And that's why you see a lot of youth have decided to derail from looking for proper and legitimate means of making money
You just want to blow
into a
now.
fraudulent means of making money. You know why? Because there is this madness that is going on. They see that the people that are holding political offices, they are stealing billions of naira and millions of dollars from the African coffers, and they are not being sent to prison, they are not being jailed, the houses they bought with such money are not being what seized from them and converted into a as little as pure water manufacturing company, so that the community can benefit from what these guys stole off from the system. But when they see that, the youth are like, you know what, once you have money you can settle anything that is settleable. And that's why they continue to go online. You can confirm this. Have you not been witnessing a whole lot that for you to even transact online now, they are making it more difficult? Because out of every 10 mails that comes to you in a day, you'll be shocked that 9.5 is actually fraudulent. Let me make you laugh a bit. Today there was a mail that was sent to me because the world is going crazy. Everybody is just crazy, doing what they love or doing what they just feel like doing. There was a mail, I got this mail, and the mail was reading um the
Contacts.
was reading contact, and by the time I opened the mail was reading from DHL that there is a parcel that has been sent blah 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 to me. Immediately I saw there was a parcel that was sent to me, I just started laughing because I know that I'm not expecting any parcel. and I cannot be jacked up by greed, because most of the time what determines in this crazy world, what exposes people into being what, into being duped, into being scammed, is your own personal greed meeting with the senior personal greed of another person. So immediately I saw that, I just called my wife. I said, look at this idiot, that I'm not expecting any parcel from nowhere. So why should I be thinking of what is trying to say? By the time I read through, was saying that the person that sent the goods has refused to pay clearance fee for the goods. I was just laughing, because the only person that usually send stuff to us through DHL, these guys, they have a
Doesn't
way of
change.
knowing. Through DHL, she doesn't even allow us go through the stress. She would have paid everything. She pays all her all her, what's it called, charges, and make sure that the stuffs are delivered to us right in our home. So when I saw that, I was just like, this is not for me. This is just, so he inserted a link. I should click on that link. I laughed. That is another level of craziness. You see yourself, you are not expecting any gift from anywhere, you are not expecting any pack from anywhere, but because of your personal level of madness towards gifts, towards things that you did not work for, you click on that link and voila, they have access to all your
Mm.
login details, they have access to all your bank accounts, and before you know it, you are scammed. So now, who is the scammer and who is the scammy? So in case you just want to summarize the whole thing, when we say the whole world is becoming what? Is becoming a mad zone, and is also governed by lunatic system of government, then we should ask ourselves, are you part of the problem of this world? Are you part of the problem of this world? Are you part of the lunatics that are supposed to be in charge of this country or this world, but you have turned yourself from a normal human being to a lunatic? That means your thickness of cerebral is what is very, very thick. So with these few points of mine, I think I'm able to express myself to you that this is what we want to just talk about
Today,
this morning
this
now,
morning, it's morning here.
because we know what it took us for us to even be able to buy data to come online.
That's why I
Why?
will not stop seeking youths that I need.
Because there
That's
was
also
there was no money to transact, there was no money to buy anything. And okay,
do you know what
caroline
I'm reading?
caroline when he says, I truly don't know this amajas omejas story.
Sorry.
Sorry.
This is
Okay.
what I was even checking online.
Caroline Wangi, I want to get what you're saying here, that I truly don't know this omejas story. Is this story? Kindly let me know so that I can respond accordingly.
That's even what I'm checking online.
Okay.
That's these people are just saying good news to Nigerians as everyone makes fresh announcement about Nigeria. They didn't do anything. They just said they are capable to print new notes, that they are not closing banks. And would you believe that the bank that we bank with, my husband was to go to bank on Friday to cash some amount. One of the bankers said abi
They've
they've been
been
shut
closed. They've been
down
shut
because
down for
people are
several
running
days.
after their lives. They want
Because
to, but
see, let me explain.
no, no,
People
but
are
these
now
people are
attacking.
just,
People are now attacking
who is
commercial
lying to
banks.
who in this world?
People are now attacking commercial banks in
God.
Nigeria, and it's so
You don't need to
pathetic.
be mentioning the
It's
country.
so it's so pathetic that we cannot withdraw. So in case you're in other countries, you really need to open your eyes and see what is going on that is looking more, very interesting, because you might be surprised. It might become a shocker to you what might be the outcome, because this is more than just word of mouth. I Okay, you got this elbow, wash hands. Okay. I'm trying to get what Madam Caroline is saying. Okay, so with what we are talking about, a lot is just happening at the same time that is putting the whole world into a state of buhu, into a state of kulu.
And those in charge, they are saying, they are shifting the blame on others. They are saying it's not so. But as we, what have we just said now is what happened to us on Friday. We're not going to mention maybe the bank or this. Wanted to go to the bank is closed. And here are people in charge of all the whole
Several other banks are
bank
closed.
and saying banks are not closed. We are doing so. Who is lying to who? Let people just, do you understand? I don't know. It's just like,
The way my wife is talking, as if she's hungry.
no, as in the whole situation is you,
It's
and you know
dampening.
that it's not that like you have freedom of speech like that here.
Yeah.
It's not, we are in Nigeria. We are. I don't want to say where we are. Where we are here in Africa, it's not that you have freedom of speech like that. But the thing is, it's just weird somehow. You're saying this is what you're doing, but that's not what you're doing, and you're shifting the blame. And the real thing is coming in people's face, and people are really going through hellish situations, and yet you're saying it's not so. You're presenting a bold front, and the people over there outside they are saying, but you're saying people. Do you understand? But numerous people are coming out and saying this is actually what it is. You just know that God is going to intervene and fight for us.
But
Ọlọ́run máa ṣẹ́gun fún wa.
but
Gbogbo àwọn tó ń
you
fayé
don't
ni wá lára, Ọlọ́run máa ni wọ́n
why
lára.
what my wife is saying is making me laugh is the fact that have you ever accosted a madman before? If you have ever confronted a madman to say, young man, are you mad? The first response that will make you know that somebody is mad is that denial. We tell you, no, I am not mad, it's you that is mad. Why? Because at that level, lunatism has entered into their bloodstream and they are not thinking the right way. They become more confrontational, they become more agitated, they become more angry, and are ready to look for how to imprison instead of lifting up the people in the country. So, with that being
Let's talk
said,
about that and you
we just want to say thank you so very much. I'm not even talking about youth stuff today. I just want to speak out our mind on what is happening. Um, because of what is happening, we did not even plan to do a live stream today, but we do not want to break the chain of this live stream because my country and a lot of African countries
Please pray for us.
are going through a lot. And in case you wouldn't know, you don't know already, remember us in your prayers. Election is around the corner. There is already a lot of attacks, breaking, vandalizing cars, injuring people. You cannot even express your support for your candidate, otherwise you'll be hunted down, and a lot is just going on. So please, in any spare time of yours, remember Nigeria, because by next week we should be at the polls. Today is 13 and the what's it called is 23. 23rd of this month we are signing up a better government, a new government that will take us to Eldorado. So with that being said, this is already, what time is this? This is 1 a.m. African time, Nigerian time. We really appreciate you guys. We love you so much. Please do take care of yourself. If you have any comments, please place a comment down below. And in case you have any family members in Nigeria, this is not the best time to expect them to go and be queuing up in the bank because the banks are not there. If you can look for how to send food stuff to them, you might be saving the life of your family members because they are actually the banks are not safe. The bank staffs are scaling the fence because the mob action is there. They wanted to be attacking the bank workers. In short, they started attacking the bank workers and the like. And these bank workers, especially the commercial bank workers, are at no fault. It is what they have. It is only they can only dispense what they have. Oh, Madam Caroline says, ask a Kenyan. Wow. Okay. What are Ken? Oh, truly, I miss you, couple. Madam Caroline. We
What
miss
are
you too.
Kenyans going through
What
now?
are Kenyans going through, Madam Caroline? Can you
Mm,
can you
That's
tell us what
that's before we wrap
Kenyans
up
are going through so that we can know,
as
and
well.
as
If
well
you are
it will
maybe
really help us. So if you are able to do that,
before we
before we round up, it will be nice. And maybe you call anyone that is coming after this live stream
comment.
and you are seeing what we have discussed, tell us what your country is presently going through. Tell us what you think is the problem. Please remember, always keep an open mind, because when your mind is open, that's when you will truly see the real picture. Otherwise, you are going to be telling a story that has been programmed to be handed over to you like biscuit. That's what is going on now. Majority of what you are seeing around the world is actually stories that were cooked, fabricated, and sold to the world and sold to us as biscuits. And painfully enough, we were eating those non-digestive biscuits and flushing it down with Coca-Cola bottles. Hmm. That is what I call combination of jelly jelly. So with that being said, we are so glad chatting you guys up. Remember, whatever is going on, we still remain our very self in creating moments of joy for ourselves, because
Your joy is your strength.
hardly will you see any Nigerian smiling now.
Mm. These are
Hardly,
intelligent.
hardly will you see any Nigerian smiling now. A lot of Nigerians now are in pain. They are becoming moody, but we have decided that this life of ours, we are going to create joy for ourselves. Remember, food doesn't give you joy. Money doesn't give you joy. International travels doesn't give you joy. Academic prowess doesn't give you joy. Marital status does not give you joy. What gives you joy is you and you alone, pulling the strength from within and saying, you know what, instead of me killing myself before my time, I'm going to look for something to make me happy. And as for me, I have this babe that is always making me happy. Babe, yeah, pet me. Why is she always shy? She's always camera shy. Huh? Okay, Caroline Wangi says, sorry, but it was very hurting. Nothing is us again. First, Kenya Airways
Okay, as in they're
were
taking
stored.
over everywhere.
Wow, wow,
You know, we know
wow,
now China
wow.
has in taking over all
All
the
their, my goodness. But you know, the painful thing is that the Chinese, they are like these guys that they said they have come to.
if their matter, don't go into it today.
Okay,
Caroline
let me
Mwangi,
tell
we
you, we
understand now.
understand. But there
Mm.
is there is one friend, there is one friend in one storybook that says the friend came to kill, steal, and destroy. So be
So,
careful who you are. You know, the thief is always coming to steal, kill, and destroy. So be careful who you leave your personal belongings into their hands, because they might just be coming for the jugular. And as such, I pray that the rest of Africa stand up together, pool resources together, so that they can defend themselves from this crazy lunatic that wants to rule the world, that want to ruin the world. They don't just want to rule, they want to rule and ruin. They want to rule the world and to ruin it. And as such, the good people of the earth, you need to stand up and say what? We are going to save the planet. We are going to plant trees, and we are also going to plant brain. So thank you so very much. As you are planting the trees to make sure that your environment is growing, is surviving, kindly ensure to take out time to plant your brain very well, so that you're not just digesting everything that is painted in front of you, because appearance is really different from reality. So want to say thank
Thank you
you.
so very much.
See
See you
you
come on next time.
next time, Sunday. Keep a day with us. Madam Caroline Wangi, man, love you.